had a pretty serious knee injury.
Okay.
It took me like a year to get back,
Mm-hmm.
and even when I tried coming back, I couldn't just do it with my knee.
Okay.
So then I went and worked a regular job for a little bit, and just my knee pain hurt so bad carrying around. I was about 295.
You were?
So I was a big guy
Wow.
carrying all that weight, and then
Yeah.
I actually had a trainer like kind of take interest in me and kind of guided me how to eat the right foods and how to
Okay.
work out the right way, and
Mm-hmm.
so now I get to almost return the favor to a lot of people.
Absolutely. So somebody took you on, coached and mentored you, and showed you the right way. Were there others that showed you ways maybe that were quick fixes or weren't that healthy looking back on it now?
I took a lot of wrong paths just because a lot of the fitness industry, it's kind of like smoke and mirrors. You'll see, lose 20 pounds in
Yeah.
20 days or some crazy thing
And
like
so
that.
tell us that's not real, is it?
So you in fitness all the time, you'll see the before and the after picture, but
Yeah.
you'll never see the after the after. So
the after, that's good.
so statistic in America is 95% of Americans that lose weight, they
Right.
can't they end up gaining it back within
Yes.
5 years.
Yes.
So you see all those people in those pictures, but you
Yes.
never see that picture where they gain it all back. So
Right.
you got to always think long term when
Right.
it comes to a diet.
So what do you think happens after someone loses the weight? Do you think that people then just think they don't have to do the work after they achieve the goal, or what happens, Ian, do you think?
So adherence is the number one thing. Everybody likes to, they're going to go so hard on this diet. They're going to do everything they can. And then when they come back to real life, then everything starts backing up. So,
Right.
we pride ourselves on being something that's sustainable, because if you can't stick to it, you really shouldn't start yourself on it in the first place, because that's where everybody, they set themselves up by the end of it in a worse position than where they started.
Right, absolutely. And so how long did it take you, Cody, then to lose the weight? Or to because you lost weight, but obviously you gained muscle mass, and what were you trying to do when you started? What is it that or how did you envision yourself looking and being?
So I just always wanted, health was my biggest concern with my knee pain. It took me about, like 14 months. So it wasn't short, but it did go pretty fast.
How much did you lose?
About 90 pounds.
Oh, okay.
But I did take a lot of wrong paths on that way to that 90 pounds. So if you're ever having trouble or you take some
Right.
steps back, don't get discouraged.
Right.
It's going to happen. It's
Right.
not all sunshine
Right.
and rainbows on the trip.
Absolutely. So when you say wrong path, did you stop working out, or what were you doing? So help us out, because there are a lot of people who take those wrong paths, and there's a lot of people that take advice that's not really safe almost, in order just to get down to a certain weight.
So I did kind of it goes back to being sustainable. So I cut out all, if you ever talk to me and Ian, we'll always tell you there's no such thing as a bad food. You have to think of a food in a whole context of a diet. But, I didn't have a very good relationship with foods. I would avoid certain types of foods.
Okay.
I was scared of fruit even. So it's just kind of, I had like, an old school bodybuilder taught me how to eat. So I ate like an old school bodybuilder. And now with research and what it shows these days,
Right.
that's not always the best way, or it's not the best way to go about it at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so then you got down to your desired weight or look, and then what happened?
So I got down to that weight, and it's just, I was healthy on the outside. I looked real good, but, on the inside, I just, I didn't have the best relationship with food. I didn't feel really good because the way I was eating, just
Okay.
sticking to a certain list of foods. So yeah, because you look good on the outside, it
That's
doesn't mean
right.
that you're healthy on the inside. So when me and Ian think about full fitness, you have to think, how are you feeling mentally, physically, just, long-term type of
Right.
health.
Right. That's right. Now, Ian, tell me about you. Have you always looked like that?
So I came from kind of the opposite end. So I was always the really skinny kid.
Okay.
So like when I turned 18, I had to like get my driver's license renewed,
Mm-hmm.
and I like lied about like I said I was 135 when I was like 125.
So
like
you
same height.
added weight. Most of us are deducting like 30, 40 pounds. You added
Yeah,
some weight
I
to
bumped
your
myself
driver.
up for sure.
Okay. And so then what is it that you wanted, or were you cool with that weight, or what is it that you were trying to do?
No, it was, it's not as bad on the other side, but
Yeah, I think
there's still the
right.
the same type of problems, you know.
Right. So
Uh,
were you eating healthy or eating right, or what? How were you eating?
um, I wouldn't say I was eating unhealthy.
Okay.
I never had a big appetite. I guess that'd be the
Okay.
easiest way to put it. I didn't, unknowingly. I thought I was eating. I always thought I was eating a lot until I really looked at it and realized that I wasn't. But
Okay.
and I was always really active, so that probably
Right.
didn't help me so much as far as
Right.
weighing more.
Right. Right. And so then what made you decide then to start really getting serious about establishing goals and wanting to be more fit?
So I wanted to gain weight for forever. I just was doing it wrong for a really long time until I could start
Mhm.
actually putting weight on.
Okay. And then how long did it take you to gain weight?
So I'm 22 today, and
Today's your birthday?
today's
Oh,
my
wow.
birthday.
Okay. Happy birthday.
So in the last 4 years, I'm just under 180 right now.
Oh, okay.
So
That
picture-
has to be like all muscle, because there's no way that I would think that you weighed 180 pounds.
my same height, but like 45 pounds lighter
Okay.
is what I was like 4 years ago.
Wow.
So
Yeah, you must have been just like a beanpole.
that's and that's the type of stuff that I got all the time. So
Wow. Praise the Lord. Let's stop right there, and we will be back with Ian and Cody. Praise God. Praise the Lord. This is Pastor Karla Garcia, and we are back with more Radiant Life on Soar Radio. And we have Ian and Cody from Vici Fitness. Hey, we're back again. And so in the first segment, they were telling us about their own personal journey with health. Cody was saying how he was always the chunky, overweight kid, and Ian was the skinny, wiry, beanpole kid. And they all both have achieved their weight loss goals, because we know that it is a journey. Nothing is overnight. Even though we want drive-through weight loss, we want drive-through fitness, we want it now. It's all about the journey, and that's what this show is about, the journey that we're on with Christ, with being healed and restored and renewed and delivered from all of the things that keep us from achieving our goals. So now I thought we would talk about their business and their fitness center that they have and the services that they offer. And so what I want them to do is tell us about when a new client comes to you. Okay, because that can be very overwhelming. So say if someone comes, they've never been in a gym before, they're feeling self-conscious about their body. Not everyone is feeling like they can put on the clothes and the right kind of clothes and just walk in there and feel comfortable with working out with other people. So why don't you, whoever wants to start first, tell us about when a new person comes, what happens to that person? What do you do? So I'm walking through the door. I think I want to work out. I think I want to be here at Vici Fitness. What happens from that point on?
So when a new member comes to us, we'll always start them off. We always start our new members together. So, in 3 weeks, we're going to start a new member 8-week program. So with what that 8-week program does, we start them off kind of from a baseline. And then we teach them the basics of training, basics of nutrition. And during that 8 weeks, we build them up each week. So they're always learning. So it's really beginner friendly. We got all shapes and sizes in there. So my mom, she's a little bit overweight, and she looked at a picture last night.
I like that how you say right on air your mom is overweight. She'll love that.
So she knows, or
She knows, right?
she's like, hey, she's seen the picture and she said, hey, there's people like me in there, I could do that. So it's really made for everyone. I'm so happy this has been our first week of training, and just the environment has been awesome. We have awesome people with us.
Energy is high.
Yeah, I really couldn't ask for a better group of people that we have right now.
Right. And so how many sessions, or what is the availability of the classes, or tell me again so they can get a picture, an illustration of how this works.
So right now we run sessions that are 50 minutes to an hour. And we kind of work around work schedules. So we do early morning and later at night. So we do like 6 a.m. and 8:30, and then we do 4, 5, and 6 at night.
Okay. And so then what happens? So they come in, they sign up. What kind of evaluation do they have?
So we basically make everybody write us a book before they can pay for anything.
Okay.
You know, so we get their nutrition and their training background.
Right.
So
okay.
before we really start doing anything with them, we
Absolutely.
want to be able to look that over. And people kind of get irritated with how much they have to do, but
Yeah, but that's safe.
yeah, and it just puts us in such a better spot to know them and to know where
Right.
and what we need to do with them.
Okay.
And then the first day of training, we go through movement assessment. So basically determining if what we're doing is going to be safe to them, or if there's things
Oh,
that
okay.
they're not going to be able to do, or maybe they shouldn't do, because
Okay.
everybody has a past. People played sports or have
Yes.
injuries or
Right.
anything.
Right. And so then everybody then starts out like in a cohort in a group, and they go through the group then together.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so those first couple of sessions, you all are assessing them. And what if they can't do something, then you just make accommodations or modifications for them? Okay.
Yes.
So it won't mean that they won't be able to do it. It just means that now you're mindful of the fact that they may not be able to do certain.
And we kind of pride ourselves on the small group environment, so we don't want to just shove a bunch of people in there, because then if something like that happens, then they can kind of just get tossed to the wayside, and that's how injuries can happen.
Right.
But if there's only 6 people in the room, it's not that hard for me to keep an
Yes.
eye on you if I know something's
Right.
going on with you, or to change something for you to make it safe for you.
Right, right. So what was the feedback from the new clients because you just started, right? And what kind of feedback? Were they able to make it, most of them able to make it through the whole session?
Oh yeah, so we never want to set our clients up for failure. So they've done an awesome job. We've heard really good feedback. I think we might break the world record for high fives in a week in our gym. So it's been an
Right.
awesome week so far.
Right, right. Okay. And so what kind of music is playing in the background? You guys have music playing?
That's probably the worst thing about us is like
It is.
Cody and I aren't the best DJs, so we're always
Well,
putting
maybe-
posts up trying to get
Maybe they can hook you up, Kenneth. They need some music in the
But we got a little bit of everything for everybody right now.
Okay.
But we're taking.
You won't play
requests
country
for
music. I
clients.
can't work out with country music.
We got a couple.
Okay.
Slide a few in there.
Okay. Okay. So the environment has been great. The energy has been great. The feedback has been great. And then what happens then? When then do you assess each of the clients so that they know their progress, or give them feedback on their own individual progress?
So we use the Tanita scale when they start and when they finish, as well as
Okay.
we do some testing with them. So with the scale, it uses
Right, you get that, yes. Okay, so we have another consultant. She's over to the side, so she must do that part.
she does do
Okay.
that part. There's a bunch of big words and smart things, and so she handles all that.
So the scale just shows you how much fat you're holding, where
Yes.
you're holding your muscle.
Right. And they get a printout of that?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's just a really detailed weighing in. I think the scale costs more than my car, so it's an awesome scale.
I've looked up prices for that, and I'm like, really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
if Kayla ever fires me, that thing might go missing.
Right. But it's an awesome tool, because back in the day, you would have had to take like all the skin fold measurements and all of that. And this kind of
and
just...
that's kind of invasive. And,
Yeah. I mean, somebody pinching my fat and squeezing it with a pincher doesn't seem like that's something that I want.
Not how you want to get off.
No, I don't. I don't want to be reminded of it. A printout is fine, but don't pinch it with a pincher and then write it down. And so then what happens next after you finish that same 8 weeks? Those same clients stay together and kind of progress on as another then group starts?
Yeah, so everyone in the 8 weeks kind of graduates then into our regular programming, and then we can start a new 8-week program so that we're kind of separating people that are experienced from the people that are brand new. So we never want to throw somebody who this is their first day working out with a group of people who they've been working out for 2 years. It's not fair to anybody.
Right. So on Facebook, when I see the weights, are they lifting weights, or are they just doing the boot camp style thing, or do you all have them over there lifting weights also?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's all incorporated in that session?
So yeah, we got a big variety of stuff in there.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. It looks really cool in there. Okay. Let's stop right there, and then we will be back with Ian and Cody. Please support. I could play the background. Lord, this is Pastor Karla Garcia, and we are back with more Radiant Life on Soar Radio, and we have Ian and Cody from Vici Fitness. Hey! We're having a great time in here. And so we were talking about in the first segment, they shared their personal journey with their own fitness and health goals and weight loss and weight gain needs. And then we talked about the actual business that they have, Vici Fitness, and what happens to a client when that client first comes. And so I just